With the management after a 1-0 defeat at home against Indian Gymkhana. It was kind of we always start kind of slowly, and we started slowly this week, but it's great to be back. Geoff, how did you read it?
I don't want to use the cliches again about tale of two halves, but overall, I mean, I don't think it was good enough. I think we need to be better. Of the standards that we've set, it wasn't nowhere near what we should have been doing. Especially first half. I mean, I personally felt they wanted it more. Okay, fair enough. They did have the win, so that gives them the impetus. But we've just got to work harder. We've got to do things better. We've got to win our individual battles, and this is specifically, I said before the game, that's what we need to do. So again, I mean, was it their only shot on target that they had?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was a worldie when it went off.
Obviously, it was a dubious free kick, but that's regardless of the point. I mean, we've got to win our home games. When you're trying to win the league, your home form has to be imperative. And no, we've lost our first one. Positives, obviously, second half, we pushed them right back. On another day, I think Julian gets a couple. I think Sharon did have a chance. I think
you had a couple as well.
Yeah, Reece had a few, but again, it's just that final bit at the moment. We're just lacking a bit, and obviously, I think it's our third game. You know, we're really lacking in front of goal, so we've got to get our sharpness back in front of goal, and you know, we just have to go into training and work at it, because we've got people that score goals. Lewis, Sherwin, Bilal, they've all scored goals at this level, so we just got to find the scoring touch and get it back, because then I think we'll start flying. But until then, we need to really work at it and get really where we were coming to the end of last season, where we ended on a bit of form.
Yep. Stu, from the sidelines, the first half and the second half, they were different kind of performances, but how much did the kind of conditions play on this, and how much was it that we almost as a team appeared to be too pumped up to have that kind of control in the first half as well?
Yes, that's probably a good analogy. I think on TV they're all very professional, but I'm really gutted that we lost that. I don't know how we lost that, to be honest, and the boys are shaking their heads, and maybe they were too pumped up. But first half we could have scored two quite easily, and that would have been completely different.
Thank you.
See you later. That would have been completely different, but as the gaffer said, it's good to have the fans back, for sure. It's good to have the fans back. But as the gaffer said, we just need to be clinical in front. We talked about pride before the game, didn't we? We talked about passion from playing for Clapton, and as you said, we're back. You know, the fans mostly behave themselves. But yeah, it's just so. It always seems to rain down here. It always seems to be windy down here, doesn't it? We won the toss, so we wanted to play against the wind first half. They got that lucky goal, and second half, we tried everything. Brought some fresh legs on, didn't we, to try and do it. They played really well. That came on. I think Tafari at the back for his debut in the league was outstanding today. Jordan could. I mean, most of the team could have scored, couldn't they? The only person we didn't send up was Jack, but everyone else could have scored. You had a couple of shots. Elliot come back, which is great, but just frustrating. But you know, I keep saying it. We go again, but we've got to be better. When we go again, we've got to be better. Simple as that.
But as a team, there are some new faces, but that's overwhelmingly the same team as last year.
Yeah.
I know. It's almost like kind of a lack of kind of familiarity. The gaps were opening up all over the kind of the pitch, particularly in the first half where the wind was against us.
Yeah.
But we didn't adapt to the wind being against us.
Yes.
We were playing for the ball over the top with 3 up, and the ball wasn't getting there. And there's a sense of kind of frustration that was coming in, not only on the pitch, but also from the sidelines as well.
Oh, yeah, my throat's gone again today. But
Yeah, I mean, we've played against the wind before. That's what I mean, and so we should know better. Really, we should know better. I mean, trying to play through the thirds and trying to play through triangles and whatnot. So it just needs to be better. And our sharpness as well. Our first touch in certain areas. You know, when we're getting in behind, and then your first touch that takes you towards goal, takes you away goal. These are the small kind of margins where if you do it right, you play the ball back. It's a tap in. Those sort of things we need to get back at. So, like we say. We know we've got full belief in this squad, so it's really a case of just getting back into training and getting our sharpness really up. If I'm honest with you, like, I don't expect, no disrespect to them, Indian Gymkhana to be up there. So again, it's obviously, I thought we've dropped points today. But then what we have to do, we've got to make the points up. I mean, we've got a strong month, October, against potential title rivals. So that's the impetus that we need to use, use that motivation to beat those teams, and we'll be back up there.
Yeah.
That's the only, obviously, positives you look at it. It's the start of the season. Long way to go, so we just need to get back at it.
But to be fair to the the opposition, Indian Gymkhana, they set out themselves to play in a particular way.
Yeah.
They put a lot of energy in, and it was kind of in a kind of way they contested virtually every ball.
Yes,
there.
and that's agree, and I think that's where first half. I think that's where they had it. They just seemed to be there for the second balls. We just didn't seem sharp enough, or we didn't anticipate where the ball's going to drop. Second half, I think we did that much better, but it's too late. Now we're 1-0 behind. You're chasing the game. These results can happen. I mean, it can happen all over football, but you know what I mean. So it's a lesson learned for a lot of the players. As I said, this league is not going to be easy. Every game you've got to turn up, you've got to put the work in, and you know what I mean. Because teams will use this as a kind of motivation. You know, I think they were taking pictures at the end, weren't they? So it's their cup final. So we need to realise this, especially for the new players, and make sure that we raise our game above them.
Stu, I mean, did you sense the kind of the disappointment and the sense of frustration of the players? But this wasn't. This was a disjointed team performance rather than an individual kind of weaknesses. And in the second half, I think they had one shot, and their defence became virtually 6 defenders. But we didn't look like we had the ingenuity to get the goal. I mean, all right, we hit the post a couple of times, but mainly from set plays, and that was our kind of strength. But from open play, we appeared that we couldn't.
I think we've said it through pre-season as well. You know, it's focusing on that final ball. It's focusing on that pass. You know, the players know they know where they failed today. We spoke about it briefly there. It's simple 5-yard passes that they're shinning and it's going off on the side, and that breaks down the momentum. You know, I'm screaming for the two. I mean, I'm only little. The 6'4" lads to get up, just go up, and you know, stuff like that should just be normal. But I don't know what more we could have done to try and score the second half. It's just that final ball, and it's awfully frustrating from the sidelines, that's for sure. But we'll bounce back from this for sure. We've got to, haven't we? We can't. We can't. It's not fair on the fans. It's not fair on the players. It's not fair on anyone to put in a performance like that. But we've just got to put it right on Wednesday and then next week for sure.
There were 300 fans here today following the COVID-19 protocols. How did it feel like to have that kind of attendance?
It's good to be back, as we say. You know, just obviously it's been a long time in coming, and for it to be a sellout. I mean, I think there was like maybe 50 tickets left and a couple of days ago.
No, it was a sellout.
No, I mean, there's 50 tickets left about a few days ago, and then all of a sudden just sold out. And I thought, okay, great. And even people asking on the day, are there any tickets left and stuff. So, no, we applaud everyone that come out at this sort of time. You know, it's difficult, but you know, we appreciate every single one of them, obviously, and the people watching online as well. And all we can say is that we'll get it right and we'll be back.
I definitely felt fuller up today because my throat is. So when there's quite a few fans, they can't hear me, or you're pretending not to hear me. I don't know what one it is, but yeah.
I could be a bit of both there, Stu.
But yeah, definitely the noise was great today, wasn't it? From everywhere. Brilliant.
Okay. A final thing is we got a call out by members, and you're both members, for scarves. Have you put your designs in yet?
Oh, no.
I haven't seen that yet.
I think mine will be We Go Again. Got to have that on there. Got to have that.
Hashtag,
with my little face. Little grey silver face. Yeah, thanks for that. Really put that on there.
Right. Anyway, look, leave the final word to you, Geoff. Call out to the fans.
As I said, welcome back. We hope we enjoyed it. I mean, obviously it's not the result we wanted, but we hope, you know, get the feel of coming back to football again, because that's what it means, you know, it's the community family club that we are, just getting back together, seeing familiar faces again in these sort of circumstances, you know what I mean. It just kind of shows, you know, we will get through this at one point together. So for the fans who came out again, thank you, and we'll be back again.
Let's end by kind of congratulating Indian Gymkhana on their victory, and it is a victory and it's 3 points. But Stu, what do we do?
We go again. We always go again, for sure.
Okay. Sure. Look, despite the result and the freezing conditions, we'll be back next time too. And thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.